Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is December 20th, The Rise of Skywalker released just yesterday. I actually was able to go ahead and see it on the 19th. I actually provided my official reaction and spoilers review. If you guys want to go ahead and check them out, there are a couple of videos back. I went over everything and my honest feelings about the movie, so if you guys want to get honest thoughts about a film that I actually provided, those videos are available. Now, this is Mike ZEROH. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. The thing about Episode 9 is that there's a lot of stuff that was left unexplained in the actual movie that's going to be expanded in the visual dictionary and in the novelization. Now, I do know that a lot of fans out there are not going to read the books, the novels, and dictionaries and things like that are already released and are about to be released in March of 2020. And based on everything that Disney and Lucasfilm have been putting together for The Rise of Skywalker is that they're trying to create a new Star Wars universe by really expanding the Star Wars franchise into something new and different. So today in this video, I wanted to go over everything that you need to know about the world of Exegol. Now, Exegol, spelled E-X-E-G-O-L, it's a very unique name. Honestly, I like the name of it. It's very sinister sounding. Is said to be a big destination over in the unknown regions. Now, Exegol is a world that resides near the most powerful force nexus there is in the entire galaxy. In case you guys don't know what a force nexus really is, it essentially is a concentration of the force. The constant lightning storms are created by the raw power of the origins of the dark side over in the beyond, which is the destination of this force nexus that gives the planet its strength through the dark side of the force. So that lightning that you do see in the movie, which by the way, I believe that the sound design was done perfectly. I love the sound of that lightning striking the ground as Kylo Ren is entering the sanctuary and as Rey heads there as well. Now, the planet is said to have been around since the very creation of the galaxy by the Wills, and is the closest planet to the heart of the dark side, which allows the Sith spirits to interact with the world. Now, the black cube structure seen in the film, in the exterior, or in the actual, the exterior of the actual planet, is the Sith sanctuary that holds a place called the Shrines of the Sith, where all of the ancient Sith statues that date back to the Old Republic era were built. Now, Palpatine was said to have ordered his Star Destroyers to go out to the world of Exegol just before his supposed death in Return of the Jedi and to go into hiding while he would build a new empire there and create the First Order as a diversion. Now, the world is so strong through the ways of the dark side of the Force that the Sith spirits are all said to be able to communicate with Palpatine and become a part of him. Hence why Palpatine states, "And I am all of the Sith." This is due to the dark side energy from the beyond that gives the planet its power. The Sith statues in the sanctuary were built by the creatures called the Relics, who have lived there for a number of years and even added Palpatine in hooking them up to a survival machine. The Relics have been around for thousands of years, who have actually aided the Sith and kept the Sith legacy alive by developing the statues within the very depths of the sanctuary. The throne on Exegol once belonged to a Sith Lord that went by the name of Kylo Ren, who lived during the Old Republic era, and that this location used to be a place where Kylo Ren would make a speech to many of his Sith followers, hiding over in the unknown regions in that stadium. So let's go over a couple of parts about the world of Exegol and why I love the planet so much. Now, Exegol, in my point of view, is the highlight of The Rise of Skywalker, at least in my, opinion. Whenever I think about worlds, and whenever I think about Star Wars, planets, I think that Exegol is by far one of the most unique ones out there because of how dead it looks, and the constant lightning storms that are happening around the entirety of the world. That's what I like about this planet. The sound effects or the sound design of the lightning happening really gives you a sense of danger. It really does. It really does add to the horror of the planet. Basically, when both Kylo Ren and Rey travel there, you can feel exactly what's going through them. You can feel the fear through Kylo and Rey as they approach the Sith Sanctuary. Now, about the Sith Sanctuary, alright, let's go over this. Now, that black cube-like structure that you do see is said to be the very destination that holds the Shrines of the Sith. Now, we have been talking about the Shrines of the Sith for a number of months leading up to the release of this movie, where a lot of Old Republic Sith characters are going to be made canon by Disney and Lucasfilm. So expect Disney and Lucasfilm to announce some of our fan favorite Sith characters from the Old Republic or Knights of the Old Republic era to finally be made canon through the world of Exegol. So there are dozens upon dozens of statues within this sanctuary, and it's actually said that they were created by the relics. Now the relics, I don't know if you guys missed it, but in the very beginning of the movie, you do see the Snoke clones inside of the tanks. And inside of those tanks, you do see the Snoke clones being aided by the relics. They almost remind me of Jawas, almost. They kind of resemble them to a certain extent. You know, they're short, they got hoods over their heads. You know the whole deal here. So, the relics are said to be the ones responsible for keeping the Sith legacy alive. They're the ones who have been around for thousands upon thousands of years. And the thing that I like about this is that the Sith loyalists are actually said to be the ones who connect with Palpatine, and the world is so strong through the ways of the dark side that Palpatine is able to communicate and become a part of all of the Sith. So, this really does open up quite a number of questions. Every single Sith that dies, do they become trapped in the spiritual realm, or is there more to the story than just that, right? So, as you saw, at the very end of Episode 9, we do see Palpatine making a speech to all of the Sith loyalists inside of the stadium. Now, that stadium, I must add, is a direct callback to Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, where we do have the speech being made by Palpatine himself. Giving that speech, the iconic moment in Episode 3, it almost resembles that, where he's talking about the sacrifice and how he wants Rey to kill him, so that his spirit can move on over into Rey and how they can rule the galaxy as one. That is a direct callback also to Star Wars Dark Empire. I don't know if you guys knew this, but there's a line in Star Wars Dark Empire's audiobook, which, by the way, is not canon, it's a part of Legends, where Palpatine says, you know, or you can strike me down and you and I can rule the galaxy as one, as he transfers his essence into Luke, that he actually could do that. So, you can see where J.J. Abrams got that from. There's a lot of callbacks here to the expanded universe, and that's exactly what Disney and Lucasfilm want to do. They want to bring back Star Wars Legends, which we're going to get into later, because we got some great news about that. Everything related to the spirits of the Sith and the shrines of the Sith, the lightning storms on Exegol, I believe are the highlights of this movie. The fact that we get to see such a dark side nexus, or a force nexus if you will, that is associated with the origins of the dark side. The fact that this planet was created right when the galaxy was created by the Wills is also a very interesting fact. So like I say, this is all going to be explained in the official novelization due for release in next year, and also in the visual dictionary. We will be learning a little bit more about the world of Exegol as well, however not the full story. The novelization will tell us more about this. So the novel, it's actually said to be by far the biggest novel there is out of the entire sequel trilogy era, where that could definitely explain as to why it's going to explain some of the deleted scenes from this movie that we will never be able to see throughout all the reshoots that Disney and Lucasfilm went through, and how a lot of changes and adjustments were made for Episode 9. It's unfortunate, but it is true that a lot of these reshoots led to this movie feeling very convoluted and rushed at times and very fast-paced. A little too fast, I will say. It's better than it being slow, but it did feel a little bit too fast, where you come out of this movie and you try to remember every single scene that happened. I don't know if you guys felt the same, but it really took me a while to really remember every single scene that happened in this movie because of how fast things were really moving. So, the last thing I just want to actually point out here about the world of Exegol is that I love the name. I really do love the name. I like how it sounds. I like how it's spelt. It sounds very catchy for a Sith-oriented planet that dates back to the Old Republic era and well before that. You know, ever since the creation of the galaxy. This planet has history. This is an ancient world that I feel should have been explored more so in The Last Jedi, or maybe even in other forms of canon material by Disney and Lucasfilm, but I digress. So, with that being said, guys, I would like to hear what each and every one of you have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.